Hi, Pavel. Great to see you again.
Hello, Narina.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You are catching me in the same situation as the last time. I'm sitting on my working table. I'm finishing my project, and I'm working on my next books. Sometimes I have to go back to the archives to verify my findings, but basically I'm sitting here and writing.
So you are sitting at your working table.
When I spoke about working table, it's my working table with lots of copies or photographs or of sources, lots of paper, lots of notices, and here I'm trying to make out of this paper a story, or better, history.
What is the book about?
The book has a working title: Observe, Describe, Create, and it will deal with the emergence of a new modern police force in the Habsburg monarchy at the end of the 18th, at the beginning of the 19th century. So the main topic is not only police, but the whole state administration, which is not obvious in history, which changed in history, and the form, how do we know the state administration, I don't know, concerning birth registers, taxes, was formed in this time.
Why is this topic relevant?
Bohemia at this period was a part of Habsburg monarchy since the 16th century. Apart three domains, soldiers, taxes, and security, there were no interests, let's say, in Vienna, which was the center of the whole monarchy, to govern each detail. For example, to know how many people live in the whole monarchy. This changed in the 18th century after the wars with Prussia. Austrian or Habsburg monarchy was defeated, and Maria Theresa looked at the Prussia and saw that this country was quite modern, let's say. There were some reforms done exactly concerning population. The Prussian king was more interested in the state, for example, of his population. He saw the population of his lands as the main resource of the country. So in this state of concurrence, let's say, the reforms of enlightened absolutism in Austrian or Habsburg monarchy started in the middle of the 18th century. So this is the point of departure of my research. So my thesis, or my point, let's say, is that when state representatives like Marie Therese or Joseph II and their counselors imposed new ways to govern the society and to improve this government, let's say, they and their staff, their administration, at the same time created this society as a target, as an object of administration, and this process, how they got this idea to consider their particular object as a part of a whole.
What is the point?
Biggest change for me is an attempt to govern a whole country from one center and ensure that all informations will be concentrated there, will get there, and then advices will reach all the country, all the society. Because, let's say, the previous stage, there was no central administration. There was no central regulation of all aspects of everyday life. So this transition, this change is my main main topic, let's say.
What are the problems that you are encountering right now?
In the next days, I want to get a clear idea or clear image of development of different police institutions in Prague in 1787, 1788, and it is quite hard to get this image. There is some secondary literature, but you still have to go back to the sources. At the moment, I'm retracing and reconstructing the different forms of police guard in 1787, 1788, and this is exactly the time when it was not evident how these forces should be organized. And it changes every year. You have new ordinances from Vienna, from the government in Prague, from Prague magistrate. And before interpreting, you have to have an idea what you are actually interpreting, and you have to create even your own object. It's not something evident that you find the archives. It's my object. No, you have hundreds of papers speaking of different institutions where the names are not the same. They are small. You know what is police guard, what is political guard, what is police director, what is police office. Everything is somehow fuzzy at this time. And even if I have idea of a police idea of the time, and I have some first interpretation, I have first to reconstruct these institutions. And in this sort, I am constructing or creating reality of police institution in Prague at the end of 18th century. And of course, I am still aware that my construction of the past reality depends on my conception, of my preconception of this reality, of my pre-interpretation. And this is not something, and it also depends on sources I'm working with. And when you have different sources, you have a different view, you have a different angle, let's say, of view. So I am now moving between this object constructing and interpreting. And these are not different parts of historians' work. You should be aware that you are doing both together at the same time, constructing the object and interpreting it. So, and it depends.
Thank you, Pavel, for this conversation. Good luck with your work and speak to you soon.
So I'm looking forward, Nerina. I hope in a couple of weeks or months I will have more to tell about new findings, about new interpretations, about new ideas that I got in this time. Goodbye.